GM everyone, welcome back to another Greeny and Craig stream. As we said yesterday, we'll be coming to you live 5 times a week at this time slot. Though that'll be 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time the day before here at 9 a.m. Australian time. So GM everyone, thanks for tuning in. Very much appreciate it as always. Craig, how are you going today, mate? Market's looking, a little bit of a correction overnight, which we did catch a short or a couple shorts in the group, which is fantastic. But how are you today, mate? How are you today?
Yeah, g'day Greeny, g'day everyone. Hello everyone tuning in.
Yeah.
Sorry, my speaker's going fucked. I got the biggest echo there. Sorry, GM, everyone, GG, everyone. Greeny, I'm good. Abstract XP day was a good day. A little bit of a pullback, not too bad though. Bitcoin 94,000, so still sitting pretty. Yeah, I'm good, man. Everything looks good. Market looks good. Everything looks steady. I'm steady. How are you?
Doing good, mate. Doing good. Yeah, market's good. I'm grateful. We caught some shorts overnight. We caught an ETH short, so I can show how that was a setup earlier as well. But yeah, great to capture some shorts. Memes are starting to really go viral again and pop off. So it's good to see. Good to see. Abstract XP reveal. I think we'll dive straight into that, Craig. So how much did you go get this week? And talk to me a little bit about your processes for everyone who is obviously tuning in today.
Yeah, so today was a good one. Woke up, turned on the computer, and was at 37,000 XP today. So I needed 31,000 to get to the gold tier.
Yep.
I didn't think I'd hit it in one go, but I did. So yeah, hit the gold tier, which was nice. That was my kind of big goal.
Yeah.
So I don't know about going for platinum, man. That seems like fucking a monster effort. I don't know if I can. Oh, I guess I'm gonna have to pump in a fair bit of money. I think if I want to hit that,
Yeah,
probably gonna have to double, triple my expenditure or my risk. So maybe, but I don't know if I'll sprint for that or not. But what did I do? This week wasn't actually much streaming, so I was interested to see how I'd go. I think I only streamed on here twice, once with you and once with OSF. So
yeah.
not a lot of streaming, not a lot of buying new NFTs either. So I didn't really add money to the ecosystem as far as on Abstract.
Yeah.
But what did I do? Just the daily check-ins, pretty religious with, they're opening a few of the gacha cards or whatever you call them, the scratchies.
Nice.
Maybe 20 a week.
Yeah.
Myriad, just going in there and doing my daily claims,
Yeah.
betting a bit of USDC, their $1, $2 punts, so really small punts.
Yeah.
Win some of them, lose some of them, probably win 80%, maybe 90%. And then I did reveal 2 weapons yesterday. Just because I thought if it was going to be XP, I was like, I actually want to I just wanted to do a transaction on-chain heroes.
Yeah.
I don't know if that impacted it. So I opened 2 weapons, but we can open more today.
Yeah.
I didn't get any good ones. I got a couple of uncommons, so nothing to write home about. But maybe those burning the gachas might have earned a bit of XP. And then obviously, I think 4 of the 7 days, Cambria was still live.
Yeah.
So obviously, I was probably earning a shitload of XP there, man, because I was earning quite a lot of rewards from Cambria. So I think probably most of it came from Cambria.
Interesting.
I want to say, and then obviously I've still got out my ships and my skellies on captains still daily go out and get me XP there, and I haven't sold them, so I've still got all of them. So I'm about 800 on the leaderboard there. Maybe that. So I would probably say captains, the daily check-ins. I'm going to give the lion's share to Cambria, man, but I am guessing.
Yeah.
But I actually didn't do a lot else. So I was relying heavily on Cambria to do it, as I mentioned. That's why I bought so many charters. Because I didn't know how else I'd get an earn there apart from buying a shitload of other NFTs.
Yeah.
And then this week, I'm hoping that by getting the weapons and burning gachas for weapons will get us an earn. And then I'm hoping sometime this week, maybe On-Chain Heroes actually goes live. But I don't know that. I don't know if it will. But I sort of thought they tied in with the conclusion of Cambria would be quite a smooth transition, because surely Abstract want the games going live after each other to keep people like you and me engaged. But that was my week. It was a good week. What about you?
Yeah, steady week. I got I'll pull it up now. I got 30,000 XP this week because obviously, yeah, I had a busy week with the scam and stuff.
Yeah, I bet.
So I didn't get as much money. Now I did take money off the platform. I sold NFTs on the platform. I obviously sold Pengu 2 and then bought back Pengu 1. So yeah, no reason. I mean, blah, blah, blah. It's so obvious why I didn't do as well this week.
Yeah.
Um, even with the Giga Chad boost. So yeah, look, I mean, you're rewarded for hodling. You're rewarded for having exposure in the ecosystem. You're rewarded for dabbling every single day across different apps and stuff as well. So yeah, that's pretty much what I would say is that a lot of people do need to probably spend a little bit more time there. But I mean, to be honest, like we saw massive returns this week, Craig. So on XP, I mean, the timeline was busy with people getting new all-time highs for XP. So massive shout out to that. But I mean, I was still within the top 1%, still within the top 1%. Where I assume you were too this week. What about last week? Were you in the top 1% there?
Yeah. Last week was 26,000, and yeah, I was top 1%. I've only fallen out of top 1% a few times, but
Yeah.
that's when I had no NFTs in the system, and I also was only streaming, so I can definitely vouch to say. I mean, there was a week there where I earned 700 XP, and I think I streamed 10 times an abstract, which is quite a lot.
Yeah.
At least an hour a show, so I must have put in 10 to 20 hours a week and only got 700 XP. So that's when I decided I've got to actually spend some money because
Yeah.
I don't know, man. The markets were quiet. There wasn't much to do, and I thought, well, I might as well put my time into trying to earn some XP and get an earn here, which is I still think will pay off well, but time will tell. But I've seen some big wins, man. There was a dude who got 100. Eli.
Oh yeah, Eli. Yeah.
Eli got 157,000, was it, or something
Yeah.
gigantic? But I'm assuming he's probably got about 5-10 ETH.
Yeah,
in the system.
I know he has a big bag of Pengu. He was Pengu 3. And so he took a big trade on that. So yeah, I mean, but he was streaming all week, he had lots of viewership as well. So it definitely is yeah, I mean, he's killing it. So massive shout out to him. He's a good fella. Been chatting to him in DMs. But yeah, no, so I definitely agree. I saw a few notable people get quite high XP as well. But yeah, I mean, yeah, it's good to be back now. I'll obviously take this week a bit more serious again now that I'm back. I mean, how did we go with our trades overnight, Craig? Did ETH close below 1,800 yet?
I don't know. Did it? Fuck, where are we?
So 1,800 at 10 a.m. on the 29th of. So what's the time right now? UTC time, dude. I get confused. Like, I don't like that it's so confusing, the time, like the cutoff and the actual resolution time. So it says here the resolution time is midnight at 12 p at 11:59 p.m. So it's in about 50 minutes is when the cutoff is. Despite that, everyone on the app here, if I pull this out, it says Ethereum price will be above 1,800 on April 29th at 11:59 p.m. So basically, we have 50 minutes to close below 1,800. It looks like everyone was like, yeah, we're pumping yesterday. I took the no. So I'm actually going to get paid out on this as long as as ETH stays below. And we also took the short in GTG because I was very confident that this could be a potential short, and we're in profit on the short too. So as you can see here, we are pretty much on the way to the downside. So Craig, it looks like if you took the no with us live on stream yesterday, you are going to print some profits today on this particular trade.
Yeah, I luckily took the no on that bad boy.
Love
Because I think we said on stream yesterday, pretty hard to long ETH at the moment. Even into pumps. But I think Bitcoin pulled back a little bit, didn't it? It's 93 now, so no wonder Alt's having a bit of a cry.
Yeah.
A bit of a pullback, but nothing real dramatic, is it?
No, it's just a Monday range trade is what we took essentially. This is what I was talking about earlier. Just a very new strategy, but just a deviation above and retest, bang, short there, opportunity, stop loss there, and to the downside. So yeah, very simple trade. A lot of trades didn't quite give it. I mean, look at the market, Craig. I mean, a lot of alts are bleeding today. CEDA's down 6%, Pith down 6%, 5% for Sonic. So I mean, this is good though. This is what we spoke about yesterday. We're everyone's like, oh, Greeny, should I pump into stuff? And I'm like, no, bro. Like, stay patient. Oh my god, like, stay patient. Wait for price to come to you. Wait for good risk to reward levels. Don't just ape into random stuff after a massive pump. Like, if you look at the CEDA's chart, for example, like, do not go into something like this. Like, look at this.
No.
Like, zoom out, bro. Like, zoom out and then have a
I
look
didn't end
and
up
consider.
copying this, damn it. It's on my list of things to buy.
Well, yeah. So I think, like for me, right now, now I wait. So I'm waiting for this pullback to come into a particular level. So about 16 cents to 14 cents is probably where I'll look for a juicy long around this particular trade, back to the highs, if not higher over time. Stop loss probably below the highs there, maybe below the 618 and 7862. So again, a risk to reward of 3. So just staying patient. Too many people are greedy in crypto and don't have a system or a trading plan. So making sure that you learn a trading plan, and that's key. So yeah, I mean, GG's, Craig. We should I only put 25 bucks on this, but we should get a nice juicy payout. I got it at 52 cents, so it'll be nearly a 2x for me on that bad boy.
That's nice, dude. Yeah, that's nice. I had a look today. I don't know if I think today's kind of a resolution day, so there wasn't a heck of a lot of stuff
Yeah.
you could actually punt on. There was only a couple, I think. So
Did you take the Farcoin one as well? Because it's going to be close.
no, I didn't. I didn't actually take that one. That was about the only one I didn't. I actually don't know why. It's probably like just probably couldn't be bothered looking up the market cap when I had a look at it.
Yeah. So it's actually at so it's at 1.104 billion, and the cutoff is 1.1 billion, and we have 50 minutes left on the clock, Craig. Dump it all the way down. Dump it all the way down, chat. Let's send it to zero. Let me get a $25 payout on Farcoin, please.
Yeah, maybe I need to start putting bigger bets on, and try get some easy money there, because some of those are not too hard.
Early days, Craig, I was printing, but yeah, as you can see here, more recently, I've actually been taking a loss. So overall, I'm only up $7. But today, I will win one of these and lose one of these, so I'll still break even pretty much. Got a couple other trades that will likely play out. Like, will Bitwise file for a Pudgy Penguins ETF by the end of April, I think it was, and will the Fed apply rate cuts by May 8th? This one, they might actually change that. I could potentially see them maybe dropping rates. I'm not sure though. Again, haven't looked deeply into that for a while, but yeah, that's an interesting one there. I mean, I'm in profit. Maybe I should sell it for 16% profit actually.
What was that? The Pudgy?
No, yeah, well, the Pudgy trade, but also the Fed. Oh,
yeah,
no, the Fed
both of those, I think.
You did? Yeah.
I think so. Yeah, from memory. I don't even know why I did. I didn't have any good rhyme or reason. I just saw I was in good profit. I was like, fuck it, I'm just going to lock these in.
I think that's not a bad play. I think the Fed rate cut one. Yeah, Fed rate one. Again, you never know. Like,
they could.
They could, yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if they drop rates soon, eh?
Yeah. Well, exactly. Yeah.
It's hard to say, like with Trump and Powell, and no one's really taught. I don't know, man. It's just all a big game, eh? We're not meant to know what's going on, I suppose, are we?
No, well, no, only the wealthy
behind
know.
the curtains. It's like the Wizard of Oz, man. It's like what's actually happening versus what they're saying. It seems like two very different things.
Yeah. I mean, but you're right though. Like, I do think rates come down quite aggressively this year. I think they have money, which is obviously going to help risk on assets. So, I mean, that's good for crypto. I was on the Doggo show last night with Just Ray because Nick was busy and the team's obviously
they're all away, I think, aren't they?
Yeah, all in Dubai for token. So that was good.
How'd you go on the show? That would have been late for you. That would have been like, I think I was getting in bed and think I saw it was like 11 or something.
Dude, I'm a 9:30 bed man, read till 10:30 and go to sleep. I was
eyes popping out your head?
Dude, I didn't go to sleep till 2 a.m. because that was so out of routine. So I'm ruined today.
The problem with getting on stream at night, and this is why I turn most of them down, is because I get too hyped up, man.
Dude, same. I literally went to bed. I was like, I can't calm down. I can't calm down.
Irritate my wife. I'm fizzing too much. Like, yeah. So I'm like, oh yeah. I night streams are not good for me. Not after like 7 p.m. Man, they just rattle me, because I get so excited.
Yeah, no, I'm legit the same. Like, when you think about it, right? Like, you have so much like psychological and neuro stuff going on, right? When you go into bed, and you're in a routine, your light exposure as well. If I come in here, I got this white light up on the camera, like it's going to ruin my circadian rhythm, like so much stuff. So, like, it is important to be aware of that. I see so many people in crypto doing horrific hours, and I just can't do that. Like, I need to sleep like not 6, but like 7 to 8 hours every night and function in a routine, and I will be 10 times better than and trying to be a bit more sporadic.
Especially if you want to come on stream and kind of give energy to the crowd. You know, if you want to come in, you can kind of blasé do it, right? But if you want to come in here and actually entertain and teach and whatever else, you've got to give the room energy. You can't take it. You got to give it to the audience.
Yeah.
You get it back. Don't get me wrong, but first of
Yeah.
all, you got to give it first to get back. So, yeah, it is tiring streaming, especially if you're doing, yeah, Greeny says, I like that. Cool. Hey, it's good gel, Greeny. That looks like some.
I didn't even put gel in it,
I
guys.
did
I don't
just,
promise.
just
There's
green
no gel
good.
in this. That was just a bit of water this morning after waking up, and it was everywhere. So I was like, I'll put a bit of water through it.
Yeah, well, Spyro's absolutely loving it, which is good to see. We've got a few people tuning in again, which is really good, dude.
Yeah, it's good to see. Big shout out to Mernheb as well. He's a legend in
It's like the
space.
market's turning around because when you got people chatting, things are good.
Yeah,
I remember a couple of streams we
absolutely.
had just about 2 weeks ago when the market turned to crap. There was probably 1 or 2 comments say like everyone vanished, and now there's like 20 here. So
Dry,
welcome
bro.
back,
So
guys.
dry. Yeah.
And a
So
lot
I
of
mean,
names I don't recognize, which is kind of cool.
yeah, I agreed. I mean, it's good to see new people coming in. I mean, I've been trying to go a bit harder. Like, I mean, we both are, right? Like, we've been going a bit harder more recently with content. I know I'm trying to put a YouTube video out every day now, and then we're doing a live stream every day now. So, good opportunities to probably double down on ourselves. Obviously, I'm going harder because I got scammed. So I'm like, we'll build the business out, build the Greeny brand out, keep going, keep pushing, keep going. And it's great to see. I mean, the market's responded well, right? So, and that's the key as well. You need a good market for market participants to get involved. So that's good to see. But I mean, you're right here, Craig. There's not much going on here. So I mean, this one here, Fear and Greed Index at 60 or higher on May 1st. I have not looked at the Fear and Greed Index for a long time.
I'm guessing it's going to be mid to high 50s.
Let's have a look. So the close, this one could be a decent bet being at 38%. So the close is on May 1st at midnight. So literally the start of the month, which is for us. Is there 31 days in April, chat? How many days in April?
I reckon there's. Actually, I'm not going to say. I'm going to be wrong. I'm going to say
only September, April. No, surely there's only 30 days. I
think it's 30. Yeah, it's the last day of the month today. Second last for America.
Okay, so basically, if we have a look then at where we currently are, it is at 60 today. We are in greed, Craig. Holy, we're dumping and we're in greed. So
yeah, I know. Yeah, I don't like that.
If I'm short, what do you think here? Will it be high? Yeah, so no is currently in profit. Yeah, so you can still lock in a decent amount on the no bet. You can still lock in a 62%. I think I'm going to take the no because we are short today and people will be a little bit fearful.
I want to say no as well because I just want to clarify, Greeny. So that means 60 or higher, 61, 62, 63, 64, right?
So
that's
no's in favor. So in other words, it's more likely if no keeps going up, we'll get paid out more and it'll because more people are buying the no bet. So in other words, people are starting to think, no, we will have a lower crypto fear and greed index for May 1st.
Gotcha.
So I might put a bit of pun on that.
You're going to go no?
Yeah, I'll go no. $20 on the no.
Yeah. I just want to give a shout out, just as quite a funny one. Hassan in the chat is going absolutely mental about a Pengu Rage, which makes me laugh because Pengu's sending, man.
What's he going on about? I'm not sure,
but he came on yesterday raging about Pengu as well. So Pengu's heard him at some point. It just makes me laugh.
If you bought the top,
bro.
Yeah, if you bought this, bro, this is what we do. Okay, this is what Craig and I try to teach you all. Literally every live stream for the last year or so. Do not buy breakouts like this. Okay, do not buy breakouts like
definitely, that. If you had bought the breakout on stream with us, you'd be laughing, man. We actually, we bought that rock bottom.
We bought down here. This is where we bought.
And bought hardly any, but
we bought down there. We bought down there and called it on the live stream. We also followed up with the higher low here as well. So that was where we suggested you should buy, and pretty much you would have been up 2.5x, if not 3x, over the past sort of week or so. So don't buy breakouts, guys. Stay patient.
That's actually a really good example of a bottom out chart, though, isn't it, Greeny?
Yeah.
That's a really nice example. That's a Greeny special there, man.
That is a Greeny special. Yeah,
that's Greeny for the last couple of years.
That's beautiful, man. I mean, you could also add Farcoin to that too, where you had that really sweeping low. You had a good sort of consolidation period there, and then we had higher low. We had a retest of fibs, and then we were off to the races.
And that chart's phenomenal. Hey,
yeah.
I mean, I fucking faded that. I just don't get it.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Look, I was pretty confident. I only bought spot, didn't get to leverage it. Otherwise, we would have absolutely printed on the leverage trade. But something like Mog and Pepe, I am now watching for the pullback. Give me a pullback into these juicy levels, and I'll double down on some of them. They're all down, 10% today actually. So it's good to see that we are getting a bit of a flush pullback across the market. And give me a level, give me some levels on some of these. Like, I mean, for Sol too, like where's Sol? We have a look at Sol. Like, I was speaking to Ray about this on the Badogo show last night. A lot of people are like, altcoins are going to put in a new all-time high. I promise you, majority of them will not put in an all-time high.
Yeah, man.
It doesn't mean I'm not bullish. It doesn't mean I'm not bullish, but look at what happened in 2021 for Solana. Okay, we broke macro support. We retested once. We retested twice. Bearish support is now resistance, and bear market followed. We haven't even got close to retesting that support resistance zone yet, and this is where I sold 90% of my SOL at 180. But if we come back and retest, we can pump all the way to 215, and you could wick to 220.
I'm taking so much money out there, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
As soon as it taps that line, bro, I'm selling probably 70% of my bag.
Absolutely. I mean, like, it probably takes some time to play out. Like, it could take till late 2025 to do something like this, but be prepared for something like this, guys. Whereas something like Bitcoin is very strong. Like, this, look at this chart. Really how strong is that? Yeah. But once it breaks its weekly or monthly even support, then I would be quite worried about it too. It would be an aggressive move back to the downside. But buying pressures at all-time highs, Greg. So it's hard to actually navigate it. And oh my God, I looked at this last night. We're nearly at 65% now for BTC dominance, Craig, which is just crazy. Everyone wants to own BTC, mate. Everyone wants to own BTC.
Everyone does, yeah. I wonder if this is going to be the cycle that creates, well, I guess it does. I think every cycle more and more BTC maxis are created or born.
100%. Yeah,
myself included. I was very much a maxi, but I'm more so now. I'm a lot more now. Just probably not as quite as boisterous as PO. I still don't mind a altcoin level, but I am in the camp of it's just you. If you want to win and make money in the markets, God, Bitcoin's a good bet, man. It's just so safe, eh? And I'm very reluctant to say that.
PO put a really good post up yesterday. Like, he's a BTC bull. We all know that. But he put up, just try and get to 1 Bitcoin. And that is literally everyone's goal should be to try and accumulate 1 Bitcoin and store that away. And I mean, I did have that, but then I got hacked. So I don't have 1 Bitcoin anymore. So I'm a bit sad about that.
Eli's listening in, eh?
Is he? He's on your chat. Mate, you're going more viral than I am on Abstract these days. GG's to you, mate. GG's to you.
I don't know if we can get him on though, eh?
Eli, if you're watching, brother, get on our show. We'll talk to you. Whenever you get a chance.
Yeah, I don't think you can with the way we got Restream set up. I don't think you can, once it's gone live, can you? You can't just get people in.
I mean, I can try and send him the link if he wants. Is it here? I'll give you the link in the private chat. Send it to him if you want.
He wants to jump in. Yeah, send me the link. Yeah, he's furious to get in.
All right, there you go. I put it in the private chat for you, Craig, to give it to him. All right. Or do you want me to here? No, I'll
just DM it to him, bro. If you've got him,
I'll go to Telegram. Yeah. All right, Eli. Tell Eli. I mean, he's watching the stream.
He should be. Yeah, it'll be delayed. That's the only thing. Abstract's about 20 seconds behind. I think
it's so far behind.
So glitchy, man.
So, Craig, we just took the no bet on Fear and Greed index at 60. Bitwise, I'm already in that. I think, I don't think it's going to happen by the end of April. But yeah, I mean, BTC price above 94.5K on May 1st. This one actually could be juicy. Wait, is that May 1st? Yeah, so maybe give it a day or so before we look at this bad boy again. But this is still a day or two away. So, he's mate, he made it.
Hey! There he is.
Hey, guys.
What's up, dude?
What's good, mate?
We got him on.
Yeah, impromptu.
He got a on and everything. Yes.
Yeah, I tied up. I thought I was going to go to lay down, but I figured I'd tune in to my first ever Craig stream and check you guys out.
What's going on, dude?
Appreciate it, brother. Appreciate it.
Yeah, no. I was a fan of what you guys are talking about. I wanted to. I've been spamming Greeny a little bit. So my bag, like I just had the biggest XP week ever. It was like 153K, and I assume it's from my Pengu bag. I assume, again, because I'm Pengu tier 3. I bought at the very bottom, and it's done really well. But now I'm freaking out because I'm up so much.
Yeah.
And now we're seeing a little bit of a retrace. And
Mhm.
I'm trying, I'm trying to learn charts. I'm trying to get better at this kind of stuff. But I saw you guys talking a little bit about it and charting it a little bit. So I was kind of curious on when you look at Pengu, because I don't know how to read fibs or anything like that. And you were looking at the Farcoin chart, and in my
Mhm.
head, I feel like Pengu can kind of play out like Farcoin. If
Mhm.
it like just so I kind of want to get your thoughts on it and where you think it might go from here.
Look, I think it's like I said to you, it was not a bad spot to take your initials out. Hey, like you're up what 3x I think from memory,
Yeah.
and same sort of time frame. Like we literally bottom ticked this in my group, and we were up about 3.5x or something like that. So again, as you can see here, the fib is just a simple tool that you take from all time highs to all time lows. So from zero to that all-time high, and I'm watching, and this strategy has worked for me and Craig, like I don't even know, like what 2 years nearly trading meme coins is always watch for pullbacks to this region, and now not always just blindly buying them. As you can see here, we bounced once, but then we obviously capitulated a little bit lower, and then we did trend lower. But as you can see here, we had a rounding bottom, and what really starts to show me strength on lower time frames is the change of structure. And so what I mean by that is that price is going from lower highs and lower lows to then higher highs, higher highs and higher lows, and so that's the key. Like the next low could come in here, something like that. So that's the key that I look for on low time frames. I then obviously have my resistance line over the top here, which I know on meme coins can be quite different. Like it can come all the way around before it does come back and retest a bit of resistance here. But the same thing also works on the upside, right? And this is, as I said before on the stream, is why I sold a lot of my Solana at 180 and 190 is because it broke its macro time strength. So macro strength sort of support trend. Like, right, we bounced. Okay, we bounced again. We went again, and then we broke it. And this point here, like anytime I have traded cryptocurrency over the past sort of 9 years or so, what I found is that if it does break a macro bullish trend like this support line, then more than likely it does capitulate to the downside. And more than likely it was probably the right time to take some money off the table. So it works on both the upside moves and it works on both the downside moves.
When you're looking at that, when it's breaking that big trend, are you just, as soon as you see it break, like even on that candle, if you're like, okay, it's broken through, you don't wait for it to like maybe test and come back up, or as soon as you see it break, you're like, fuck it, I'm out, I'm done?
Yeah, no, good question. Good question. So a couple of things, like because we trade leverage so heavily, I would have looked for the leverage retest here and shorted that opportunity with the stop loss below the previous high. Because I was in spot from $17. I know Easy was a big advocate for it around $11. And I know that we got in my group around $17 to $30. So in this vicinity here, I was up, like 10x. I took profits already at 260. I took profits at 230. And then this was the last sort of straw for me. And I was like, no, I'll take some spot off the tables here. Now, the beauty of crypto is that you don't have to always hold your spot wealth, right? You can leverage trade. And so for us in GTG, we leverage trade. And so I could have shorted this. I could have longed this. I was hoping for a long of about 80, but we didn't quite get there. But we took longs on other positions. And so for me, I'm like, I would rather dabble a little bit more in a leverage trade because then I have a very clear stop loss, a very clear take profit. And like you're experiencing, I'm not emotionally attached to this 6-figure bag of Solana or Pengu or whatever it is because I'm leverage trading it with a clear stop loss and a clear take profit.
It's funny that you say that because that's something I'm already learning now. I've been scared to touch leverage because I was like, oh, dude, it's so dangerous, whatever. And then I decided, okay, well, I'm going to play, I made some spot from Memecoins or whatever. I'm going to now try to play big with spot. And I'm already realizing now I'm not able to stick to rules because the problem is that I could just hold this bag forever and pray it comes back up. With leverage, you don't really have that luxury.
Correct.
And so you have to have a rule set and stick with it. And I think it's interesting. My friend who's getting into crypto, but he's huge in Forex. He does really, really well in Forex, and he does these prop firms and stuff like this. And I had no idea what they were. Like TraderMan has one too.
Yeah.
And I didn't understand what they were. And you can only use them if you stick to a certain rule set, and you can't break those rules, and it leads you to be a better trader. And so I think like you bringing that up is so funny to me, and it makes me want to start leverage trading because I feel like it's going to make me like more strict about my rules. Because right now it's like, yeah, Pengu, 260 mil is like when I bought, is when I posted it, and that tweet did really big. But I had like, you have these crazy, when you're like me, who's not seasoned and you're not super strict. I'm looking like, okay, back to all-time high. It's like all the way up there. And I don't have lines drawn out. I don't have fibs. I don't know how to run them. And so I think the hard part is like, okay, well, if this broke my line, am I actually going to follow my rule? But with spot, it's really easy to break that and be like, nah, fuck it. I could hang on to this. With leverage trading, you don't really have that option.
No, but I mean, I round tripped a lot in the first 2 cycles. Like I ran up good bags across a range of different trades. Ethereum back in the day, first altcoins from 2016 to 2017, BTC last cycle, Solana last cycle, like a lot of gaming tokens as well. And so what I have learned is what I try and educate, right? And what is why GTG works is because we teach you to become a better trader. People in there literally are so thankful over the past sort of 18 months because we teach you to leverage trade. We teach you to understand how to take profit, where to look for stop losses, accepting that invalidation occurs and that you have to take some stops is fine. And that's part of trading because no one wins 100%. If someone won 100%, they would be a billionaire and be gloating about it everywhere, right? So we win consistently, probably around, we were talking about this yesterday on the show, about 65 to 75% in the group across Craig, myself, a couple other callers who have been in there for a long time. Our win rate is quite high because we have the knowledge, we have the understanding, and we have the experience to execute when no one else wants to execute. I mean, Craig will remember this too. One of my most notable tweets was when I shorted and exited MOG after we got in at a swing trade of 180 mil and I took profits at 1 billion and I shorted it from 1 billion. And
is that when FaZe did their like tour in Japan?
Oh no, this before it. So this is still with like K Money and all those top dogs who are like Greeny, like shut the fuck up, like all that sort of stuff. And then sure enough, like, and I know Craig's in a few chats with some of these MOG wows, and sure enough, they're like, oh well, Greeny was right. And I was like, well, yeah, bro, because like I've been doing this a long time. I know how to execute at the right times. And I know like, and like I was trying to explain to you like yesterday or the day before in the chat, in the DMs, like you've got to have processes. Otherwise you're never going to make it in crypto. Like you're never going to execute and never going to grow your wealth because you will always hope that something bigger and better happens. And I mean, Craig is an excellent example of BTC execution this cycle, swing trading it to an absolute T. Literally, we sold it at 98K. He sold it at 108K. We bought back at 74K. He sold more at 94K. So like, it's just like, that's why we try and do what we do every single day. We educate out here, but if you do want more of a sort of one-on-one approach, if not a group supporting you, then GTG is literally the place for so many people to learn how to execute consistently in crypto.
Do you, that's a good plug. I'm gonna join. Do you feel like time is the only real reason why you're able to see things that way? Because in my head, you know, I got into NFTs and crypto whenever mostly everyone else did. Peak of COVID, had to try to find a way to make money. Yeah. And that, but that was the peak. But that was the peak of NFTs, right? I bought the top of whatever. Yeah. And I thought coming into this, I'm like, okay, well, I've been through a cycle. I know my shit now. But I realize now that I didn't actually go from bottom to top to bottom. I just went from top to bottom, and I'm learning what going back up looks like. And I thought, I could handle things emotionally. I think size is a big thing, but a lot of it comes down to wisdom. And so I just think like, I can't figure out why sometimes it doesn't click with me. If it's really just a time in the market and being burned kind of thing a few times, or if there's, because look, I've taken like G2G, shout out G2G, but like I've been in groups, I tried taking some courses. It hasn't really hardwired everything that it needed.
Yeah, I completely understand. Like, you have to filter through the bullshit. Like, you really do. You have to refine your information, find the true people who are actually like teaching it through their experiences. Like, I've run up 5K to over 1 million this cycle because of my processes. And so I can teach through my experiences. I know what it's like to be in someone's shoes with a little amount of money. I know what it's like to be in someone's shoes with multiple 6-figure positions. So I teach through that, and then the group as well teaches through their unique experiences. They're all vetted, and they all help people as well. And so I don't agree with. I mean, I do completely understand and agree that there's a lot of groups out there that shill really good marketing, but at the end of the day, what you actually get for their product is horrible. Whereas on the other side, GTG could be way better with marketing, but what we actually give you as a product is sensational, because we actually teach you to become a better trader, literally for pretty dirt cheap. Like I literally, one of Craig's mutual friends joined 2 days ago, and I gave him a lifetime deal for literally $1,000, and he literally made back 50% of that with his first trade in the group on a long, I think we took. So that's what I mean. Like I could be charging way more, but I know then no one would kind of join. So,
but even as like a great group, do you feel like there's just some things that like you just won't learn outside of like some like going through a cycle in time? Because I feel like that's my biggest issue is like, I see the wisdom.
Yeah.
I hear the wisdom, but for some reason, like emotions always beat it out. I struggle to stick to my stuff, even when I have the plans in place. And like, you know, you look at very successful people and, you know, you wonder, okay, well, did they go through the same thing? Was it time that really did it? Was it being burned that really did it? Yeah. Greeny, where's your rec drink, bro? Come on.
Yeah, I mean, we live too far away, I think.
We're in Australia, bro.
Yeah, take my pack. I just got my.
It's annoying, eh, Greeny? We don't cop we don't get the merch, man. None of the merch.
I know, dude. I know. I got a DM from the Say community. Actually, I got some Say merch coming soon. Yeah. But no, to answer your question, it's a combination of everything. And I think if you're surrounding yourself, and I think why GTG works is because you're surrounding yourself with people who have gone through the time, who have gone through the experiences, who have been wrecked. I got scammed like literally last week. I fucking lost a shit ton of money. I don't want to disclose how much, but I lost so much money last week. And I still bounced back this week, right? I lost money in 2021 to a scam. I round tripped in 2017. I round tripped in 2021. I chased losses. I never took profits. I never had stop losses. So I then educate, and then people being in that environment and me being ruthless and saying, no, guys, I'm taking profit. No, guys, I'm taking in the validation here. It teaches people and it fast tracks their understanding and their journey, because they don't have the time to do it themselves. And so I fast track your journey by doing that. And I mean, Craig is Craig can vet it as well. Like, I'd love to hear his perspective of why something like this does work compared to maybe trying to go through it yourself.
Because you can leverage other people's wisdom. Which you can't do without other people. So, you know, it'd be the same as you going to a mentor or something like that in a business or that you have experience in, but not as much as them, or none at all. Another good thing I think is when there's times of emotion, getting a second, third, fourth, or fifth opinion is really valuable. And the problem that you have, I think, in the real world is not a lot of people have experience with crypto. So I don't know what you guys are like, but there's not a lot of people I can reach out in my day-to-day life that understand what I'm going through. It's different to, being a trader is just different to being an employee, first of all. As an employee, there's not nearly as much emotion because it's not your baby. Whereas trading, it's your money, and obviously your money is the most precious thing to you, other than family, probably. But I think the times it really becomes valuable is times of stress, probably. Where probably the best value I reckon GTG got probably was when the market had a massive downturn and Bitcoin dipped to 74K, and everyone on the timeline, probably 80-90% of the people, calling a bear market. And if you're a new person and you got in and say you bought Bitcoin at 86,000, right, and it dips to 74, and everything you're seeing on the timeline is right, it's over, you're probably going to sell there. Well, we're at 94 now. So if you had ignored the timeline, kept holding, perhaps DCA'd and bought in, like, well, I bought 74. Not saying I'm smart. I've just seen it before.
Yeah.
That just came with time. Like, I remember in May 21, the same thing happened. There was a massive dip in May 21, and I shat my pants. And I had no one to talk to then. And I remember, speaking to my wife at like midnight going, what do I do? Do I sell? And it was a pretty stressful process. And they
don't know how to answer either.
Like, no, man. Like, she's, all they can say is it's going to is it going to be
okay? Or they'll say like, damn, that's a lot of money. You should just sell and get. Yeah, exactly.
Because they're emotional then, So I think you want to be around like-minded people. You want to be around like-minded people that have done it perhaps longer or better than you. Yeah, that's why I think the group's useful. And then as well, the little gems you pick up along the way. So not just in times of stress, but in times of the other one is in times of euphoria, being told to sell.
That's why I was messaging Greeny.
Sell, man. Everyone's gonna buy.
I was so
Buy,
euphoric. I was like scared.
It's because of buying. You know what it's like when you go to the shops and you buy new sneakers, you get that endorphin hit. And you got your new shoes or new clothes or whatever. Same with buying crypto. I mean, I reckon when you buy meme coins, you get a bit of a hit when you buy it sometimes. You don't always get the same hit when you sell, or you're hoping to get a better hit. So in times of euphoria and it's pumped 3x, greed's a weird thing, man. I reckon it's worse than fear. For me personally, I've personally found in my experience, selling in euphoria is harder than selling or buying in despair. It's such a weird emotion because you're congratulating yourself, going, "You're right, Craig. You're the man. Well done," and you get caught up in your own like ego, and then you start. You two have probably both done this, where you go, "Man, I could buy a sports car now." But I could buy 2 next week if this keeps going.
Yeah.
I prefer 2. And then the next week comes and I can only buy a Toyota, which has happened so many fucking times. So my advice is take the sports car if it's on offer. I remember in 21, I had a mate message me. I'll never forget this because I've imprinted it in my brain. And he said, "How's NFTs going?" And I said, and I've told Greeny this story, I could pay off my house in cash, and I could have bought a $200,000 sports car cash, no problem. I would have been broke, but I could have done it, and that would have been the dream, bro. Mortgage free in a sports car in your first bull run. Fast forward 6 months, I had no sports car, couldn't pay off my house, and it had gone down about 70%, which was hundreds of thousands of dollars for just not clicking sell 3 months prior. That's all I had to do. Yeah. So I wish I'd had people back then say, "Dude, the fact you're even saying that out loud, you need to take profit." I didn't even scale out. Like,
well, I think so. Like, go ahead.
Just take 30%.
But that's it. Like, because of all of this, right? And myself, Craig, and a few of the bunch of the other callers, like, we have a lovely lady who has been trading gold for like a decade, right? In the group, we have 2 other traders, one from Sweden, one from Australia, who have been trading intently every single day for 5 years, right? And so we collaboratively, all very different, all giving different exposure, all helping each other out, all clarifying things.
And don't always agree either, probably.
Yeah. And running live streams to help educate you every single week, like, plus the resources that are in there. Like, so it's just like, it's all about community at the end of the day. A lot of people come for the alpha calls, and sure, we print lots of money across memes, NFTs, airdrops, leverage, you name it, we have it. But it's more about the community and being able to literally go, "Hey guys, what should I do here?" Or, "Hey guys, why did Greeny do this?" Or, "Hey guys, why did Craig do this?" Right? And having that supportive, and it's not just the callers that do it, it's because the community is so supportive of one another and we all have the same goal of wanting to win together. That's what really makes a community really shine through. And I mean, like, I've been part of plenty of communities, particularly NFT communities, over the past sort of 5 years or so. And a lot of them go through stages of that, and they have like really hype periods where everyone's like, "Yeah, we're winning so much." Like the Bidalgo community was printing for a long period of time there. Then obviously as the market changes, as people step away, people get fearful, it trends off. And then sure enough, it's only the few amount of people that are left over. Whereas for us, we have an active community. Sure, there's about 500 members in there, but we have probably about 50 to 100 people who actively come in each week, and we're always chatting, or we're always going, "Hey, Greeny, what about this play? What about this on base?" All those sorts of things. And so streamlining the content, streamlining the education, but having a supportive community is really the selling point that I really try to put out there for GTG.
I think the community aspect is important. I think, Craig brought up, so it's the euphoria thing is and the greed thing is crazy because you don't, one, like, people are in my ear and telling me good advice, right? Mm-hmm. Like, "Hey, you're up 3.5x on size. Like,
yeah, man,
take it out."
Dream, dude. That's a dream.
But here's the issue: is like, you hear these things, and in my head, I'm like, one time, Easy, I was at his house visiting him, and I was up a lot on a coin, and he was like, "Just sell now, please sell now." And in my head, I'm like, Easy's smart. He's a good trader. He's made a lot of money. But like this is my play. He doesn't get it. He just doesn't understand. And
he doesn't know the coin like you know the coin. He doesn't understand her like you do, man.
Yeah, exactly. No, exactly. I'm like, no, this time, I don't want to say this time is different.
Yeah.
But like, you know, I'm like, oh, he doesn't really see the vision, whatever. And like sometimes that stuff is true to a degree, but like, but he was right. And that 250K ended up being 25K 3 days later.
Brutal.
Yeah, it's a brutal lesson. Everyone felt that, man. My stomach still hurts.
But the problem is like even now, it's hard to discern between the euphoria and the greed. And sometimes I'm like arguing with myself in my head. I'm like, no, this like rationality is like pseudo intelligence. And like I'm trying to scare myself out of the coin. Like even right now, Pengu is retracing a bit. I think it's down from whatever, like 900, 800, whatever, back down to low 700. And I'm looking at it, I'm like, fuck, okay, well, it's all over. Like I'm about to sell now. And then like it turns into fear. And then so it's like you said, like groups are important. I think having people with wisdom is important too. But I think also sometimes it just comes down to like, you have to make a decision. Am I going to just listen to the people above me and again, you have to be a sponge and be humble and be like, look, Greeny and Craig know more than me. I'm going to just kind of listen to them. And I have to accept if I lose the trade, it like that's part of the game. And it's not even the whole blaming thing, but it's just like, look, I forgot who said it the other day, but it's you know, if you're not trading based on your own conviction, it doesn't feel great. But sometimes if you're jealous of people who are above you, and I say jealousy in a good way of like, I want to be like him. I want to be successful like him. You gotta try it their way. And and you will learn through things. So I look back on this stuff, like even with Greeny, I didn't want to take out initials, but I took out initials and, you know, and my body so bad wants to throw it back in right now.
So did you take out your initials? Did you?
I took out my initials.
Man. Okay.
But I did fuck up a little bit.
It's okay.
I took out my initials. I didn't put it back in. I didn't put it all back in. I put 10K back in, and then I was like, because, and I'll tell you why, because I wanted to make sure that I was in tier 3 still.
Yeah, that makes sense, and I think that's a different strat in itself.
Agreed.
But this is a bit different. Yeah.
But here's the reality of things. Tier doesn't make me life-changing money. So like
correct.
As soon as I put that in, I was like, I don't know about this. I'll take out like 50% of it. Yeah. And then we've tanked, but we've retraced a good amount. And in my head, I'm like
20%. Yeah. 20%.
And in my head, I'm like, fuck, why did I put my money back in? Like, I'm so dumb. Like I broke the plan. Yeah. And so it's, you know, I'm the typical, like I am a full-on emotional autistic person at the moment.
I am too, man. Everything you're saying is exactly like me. And that's why I had to put rules in place, because I'm an emotional mess I'm a very.
Now, how do you stick to those rules though? Like I make rules, but I don't stick to them. How do you stick to them?
Once you receive enough burns, you'll either go broke or learn. And I've got burns all over my body, man.
You have to adjust. You have to adapt.
Pain is the ultimate teacher. It just depends how much of how much into pain you are, man. But I still break the rules. I was notorious for double dipping. What I mean by that is I get a win. What you did, I took it out, and then I'd see the chart pump. I'd go, fuck, I should have stayed in. Put it back in. It retraces. And I lose half of what I just put back in. I'm like, God damn it. And then the emotions start coming out because you got the trade wrong. So then you're like, okay, I'm going to try and fix it. So then you wait for it to pull back, you buy, and then it dips again. You lose another half. And then it's like, oh man. And then you start hating yourself and all sorts of different. So
that's exactly what happened. Yeah, that's so funny.
I don't always stick to the rules. I still bugger it up, but I think if you stick to the rules most of the time, you'll be okay. It's not about being perfect. It's just about trying to be. It's the journey. You know, Greeny stuffs up trades. I stuff up trades. There's no, you know, I emotionally mess things up. There's been plenty of examples this bull run. But there's also been ones I've done really well, and thankfully I've got more right than not. So I wouldn't try and aim for, well, don't try to be perfect, but just aim for it. But the most important thing is set up rules, but also rules that cater for you and for what you need out of the trade, but probably also make sure the rules are realistic. Like, e.g., what I mean is, don't look at a coin and go, okay, I'm only happy when it's 10x, because you're probably never going to be happy, because most of them aren't 10xing. Best rule I can say is get initials out after 2x.
That's
If you do that, you'll just about have no problem in the trading world with NFT.
And then rotate that. Like I said to you, rotate that to a different wallet, to a different position.
And get it out of your wallet, man.
Get it out of there, and
then
get
it away from you.
But that's the whole thing too. Like, and again, I've talked with thousands of people over the past couple of years, and I still talk weekly now with VIP members who have the same thing, who have trading psychology problems, and so they're trying to execute with risk management, with portfolio management, with size management, and so I can deal with those sort of people. But then on the other side, I can deal with the trader who's like, okay, Greeny, I only have like $100 or $1,000. I want to turn this into $5 grand, 10 grand over the next sort of couple months. How do I go about this? And it's literally, as Craig said, strict processes and executing on a more consistent time frame, and executing by compounding your wealth over time rather than just hoping for that one big trade.
Yeah, so the best thing to chase for, I think, is just 2x's again and again and again, because if you actually look at it on paper, it doesn't take you long to hit a lot of money. What is hard is being disciplined in doing it. It's not hard to 2x. It's really hard to do it consistently without chasing the 3x. Because normally when you do, you end up with a loss, and then it kind of breaks the system. And you won't always get a 2x, but that's probably the best way to look at it. And that's why Bitcoin trading this bull run's been quite successful for me, because it's just been 2x's again and again and again, or even just 50%ers have been quite good with size. You don't always, like that Bitcoin trade I took, I think I only made about 25% on the low of 74. But for me, that's enough, because I can add 25% to my bag that eventually will grow with me swing trading it. That can eventually grow to quite a large amount of money. The thing is, it'll take time. But I've got time. Like, you're young, I'm young,
It doesn't fit. That's the crazy part, is like this space has done irreparable damage to our psyche.
And I'm an old man here, bro. I'm ancient here. You're
probably like what, like 35?
No, man, I'm 40. I'm 40.
I'm 40. Shut the fuck up. That's not, bro. The thing is, as I get older, like,
don't listen to the 20-year-olds on the timeline, man.
No, dude. As I get older, I just realize, like, I thought 25 was old when I was like 16. I thought 30 was old when I was 20. And now I look at 40. I'm like, I think my best years will be at 40 if I have money.
Bro, I promise you they will be. Everything settles down. Everything slows down as you get older. And I must say, youth's definitely wasted on the young. I'd love to have that young body with my mind. But you will become better in everything in life, better with relationships, better with who you are, and then a consequence of that is actually a better trader. I wouldn't be able to do this in my 20s. I was too much of a fuck up.
That's why some of these kids, but that's why some of these kids are like, they'll run up 7 figures and they'll run it straight down, because like they don't. I mean, I'm the same way. I'm not 21 or whatever, but like what you described when you said the double dipping thing, like where it goes both ways. Same. That's what I did. You described it perfectly. That's what I did with Pengu. I bought back in because I saw pumping. I'm like, fuck. And here's the thing. It's really hard to defeat the mentality when it comes to specific coins, because like sorry, I just read the thing. Pengu feels like a Bitcoin play, right? It feels like infallible. It feels like, oh, this isn't just a meme coin. So if I just keep my size in this, eventually it'll make me like rich and like whatever. But I think, like, again, that's an emotional thought. I think I have to find a balance, and everyone has to find a balance between like thesis and hope.
Great.
And I don't really have that yet, so I'm trying to find it. But I think what you described was perfect, because then I did that Bitcoin. I bought at 900K, sold it at 22 mil, and it was like, it was worth like 60K or whatever. And then I put it all back in on the dip at 4 mil, and I bought mining rigs, and it's basically all zero now.
Ponzi's. Guys, I'm gonna have to shoot. I'll let Eli keep chatting with you, Greeny.
Easy, mate.
But I'm great to chat, Eli. We'll chat a bit more and a great stream, guys. I reckon everyone would have got shitload out of that, man. That was
Yeah,
brilliant.
100%.
Yeah.
Thanks, legend. We'll
Thank you
speak soon.
for talking. See you,
Thanks,
brother.
Easy, Craig. Have a good day, mate. See you tomorrow.
See you, legend.
See you.
Yeah, dude. So, but that's it. Like, I think that's why surrounding yourself with community members and with people like myself who have experience, and then they have it like experience with the wrong decisions, but then they have experience with the right decisions. It helps guide you and fast track you to the right decisions. Because as you said, like easy as well. So like someone I look up to still to this day, like he's been someone that we've known each other now in the space for 2+3 years, maybe even longer. So like that's the point. Like you look up to these sort of people because they've executed when times are hard, they've executed when times are good, and they're the sort of people that you take guidance from. And then over time, you start to grow in confidence, you become comfortable with your processes, and you know that if you execute at that time, you will be happy in future time. And you got to remember that too.
Yeah, I think it kind of goes back to the whole like you have time thing. It doesn't feel like I have time, and I know we throw it around a lot. Comparison is the thief of joy. It just, it's not that I want to be other people, but you get motivated and you also hear, this is the last golden bull run we'll ever have. Like whatever the regulation, this is the last chance to do this. And then you kind of feel this invisible pressure to where it's like, okay, well, if I don't make it this cycle, I'm fucked. There's not another chance. Or, I'm 30 years old and I need to make this money now, or else I'm not going to be able to start a family or get a house because everything's getting more expensive. And so you feel like there's this pressure, and then it just makes you a worse trader. It makes you more emotional. And so that's kind of where I'm at right now. And that's why I spam text you so much, mostly because I have groups, but it's different. I do it with Easy Tune. I'm sure he gets annoyed as fuck about it too. But sometimes it just feels nice to be able to text someone or whatever who like, is a normal person, and it's not like a group. Because if I go into a group, it's sometimes not the same thing. But I agree with what you said. I think community is the most important thing. I think having rule structure and having accountability is important, because I don't have the experience. And so if you don't have the experience, what do? You find wisdom from people who are experienced.
That's it.
So yeah, I hopefully I'm trying not to look at charts. But
again, it takes time to learn those things. Like I studied YouTube videos, read about it for years before I started to understand indicators, techniques, structures, all that sort of stuff. So it's an investment of time, but it's an investment in your future. That's how I like to see it.
And I think it's also just kind of coming to terms with who you are and what you want to be, because there's people in the space who see a funny meme, they throw everything in, they don't think about the chart, they don't know about the chart, it's whatever, and they make 6 figures or 200K or whatever. And then you look at that and you're like, okay, well, should I just throw caution to the wind? Does trading really even matter? Do technicals even matter? Like, does that stuff matter? And I think people just have to come to terms with what they want to be and who they want to be. Like, does gambling feel good? No. So that's why I'm like trying to figure out more about trading. Like everything's a gamble,
of course,
but trading with with group or with rule sets and indicators makes it more of an educated guess. And there's more, you're putting luck out the window and more.
It's a higher probability because of ABC, and it's a higher calculated risk rather than a punt or a gamble. And that's exactly the way that it works. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, hopefully, I don't really know how to trade this. To be honest, it was kind of what he brought up before about, he sold and then you see pump up again, then you buy in and then it dips and then you double down and then it dips. Like right now I'm in the position where I'm not full initials out. I'm like a few like 2% off of my actual initial. But now it's just battling FOMO. Okay, well, now do I dip it back in? Do I stay out? Is that greed, or is that good trading because now it's retraced? Is it going to retrace bigger? So there's so much to it, and I think there's so much to learn. And it's I'm grateful that now that I'm in abstract and I'm meeting like great people like you and Craig and seasoned traders who are not just gambling, but you guys have a lot of experience to give. I'm grateful that I get to talk to you guys and learn.
Mate, you're welcome on the show at any time. We loved having you here today. But yeah, no, DM's always open to people, and that's more broadly as well. Like that's what I always do. Like I come from a teaching background. My focus was education in a different industry, and now I just educate about trading and cryptocurrency and trends and portfolio management, risk management, all that sort of stuff. So yeah, DM's always open. But yeah, GTG's open to everyone, guys. And honestly, that's the best place to join. Like I know it's a personal shield, but it's a personal shield for a reason. So that's
I think it's fine to shamelessly show your shit. Fuck it. I mean, this is your show. This isn't even my stream. I just showed up last second. But yeah, I mean, I have to go make dinner in a second. I was actually gonna pass out, but then I was watching the stream. I'm like, I wonder if they'll let me on so I could talk a bit with them.
Absolutely, man.
I didn't want to make it about me though, so hopefully I didn't sidetrack you guys too much.
No, I reckon chat really enjoyed that. I mean, Craig and I go on massive tangents from time to time about so many different things, like about how to execute on or why we're doing certain things or how we got into those positions. So no, I think this is one of the most sort of educational chats that we've had for a long time. So appreciate you jumping on, mate. Appreciate you jumping on.
Cool. All right. Well, wait, real quick. How much XP did you get?
Only 30K because I got scammed last week. So I had to sell my Pengu. I had to sell a few NFTs. I rotated about 5 grand off the platform too. So yeah, it makes sense for me to only
You got a Pudgy? You got a Pudgy now?
Yeah, I bought a Pudgy. Yeah. So, I mean, I will probably try and add some more money back on there in future weeks. And, but yeah, you're rewarded for obviously hodling and you're rewarded for dipping your toes in a range of different rates. But hey, mate, congrats on 150. That's massive. That's fucking massive.
Yeah.
I'm so happy for you. I'm so happy for you.
I appreciate it. I didn't realize my post was going to get a lot of hate. But I probably
really? Did it get hate? Why?
A lot of people, and we talked a lot about this on my stream, but just a lot of people are kind of being righteous about certain things. They're upset that Cambria, like, again, this is no hate towards Cambria or gamers or whatever. Like I game more than probably most of these people can think. Everybody expected Cambria to give them a lot of XP and it didn't. And a lot of Cambria gamers are upset. And some notable names too were kind of like harping at it a little bit and pretty upset. And I tried getting them to understand, okay, well, like Cambria is a big deal. But Pengu literally took all of CT by storm. Now, So not only attention, but also if we want to talk about like volume, Pengu has done how much in the last 24 hours? Maybe like 8 mil. I don't know, 6 mil. Who knows?
Yeah.
That's probably like 7x more than what Cambria has done in the week. It's just the nature of the game.
Exactly.
It is what it is. And a lot of people were upset saying, Abstract should be rewarding games, not Ponzi and DeFi. And I'm like, okay, well, let me ask, and I said this to the stream. Let me ask you a question. If you're upset about not getting XP for playing a game, that means you're playing the game to get XP, which means you are farming a game. And I need to know the difference between farming a game and farming a coin. Because a DeFi game is just a coin with a layer. It's just DeFi with a layer, a playable layer. That's it. And so to me, I don't think there's a reason to be upset at other people. The whole point is that it's dynamic and you can't chase it or else people would game it completely. You can, we have theories, and that's the fun part about theory crafting and trying to break the system down. But they don't tell it for us a reason. And people just got to, that someone who did not play Cambria got the most XP or whatever. I don't even know. I probably didn't get the most, but from what I've seen on the timeline, I haven't seen anything higher. I think it was Pengu. And someone also mentioned to me, it was Rubik's. I had Rubik's jump on the stream real quick because he got the same amount as me. And he got 151K XP. He actually said, "Hey Craig.
Hello. How do I stop the stream, Greeny?
What do you mean?"
Oh, you have to go to your Abstract page and press stop stream.
Oh no, I mean on actual restream because I can't do my other stream with the sky.
Because you're connected to my stream.
I'll get off and you guys can do your thing in a second. I just wanted to say like I think also the last thing I was told that apparently the Abstract team also manually looks at Twitter activity and whether it's abstract or Penguin or whatever. And
100%.
they also
In Discord, yeah, 100%.
And that was my biggest week on Twitter ever. And
Yeah.
a lot of it was attributed to abstract and Pengu. So that probably had a reason to do it too. But yeah, the people were salty at it. I don't think people should be. Just have fun, XP, and all that kind of stuff, and eventually you'll get rewarded for being a top user in some aspect.
Yeah, just to comment too, because Craig needs to go. It's so bizarre that it won't let you disconnect. Restream can be so shit like that.
Right.
StreamYard, baby.
But I'll just wrap here with what you said. I completely agree. Like, literally, people need to understand that it's more than just playing a game. It's literally the whole ecosystem. It's transactions. It's being across multiple leaderboards. It's tweeting about it. It's Discording, helping other people about it. It's creating clips about it. It's about going viral on the right topics. It's a combination of so much. And sure, you get bonuses. Like, I'm a Giga Chad. I think you got Giga Chad last week. Craig's a graduated Chad. But I think it's like I got less this week because I didn't take part in the ecosystem and I took money off the platform. So of course I got hammered. Like I lost like 20K worth of XP compared to the 2 previous weeks. So it makes sense. And people need to understand that a game that doesn't have a lot of transactions in it isn't probably going to generate a lot of XP, because other things, like you said, Pengu trading, Abster is up like 20% overnight. So you need to dabble in different ways, diversify the way that you go about it. Absolutely.
And also, stop. Like my biggest thing is like, people just got to stop being entitled.
Yeah.
You're not, the game it's dynamic XP. You don't know how to game it, and you can do whatever you want, but you don't know it's going to get you XP. Stop acting entitled when you don't get it. When On-Chain Heroes got all the XP and I got 0 XP because I didn't play On-Chain Heroes, I said, okay, I didn't play the game. That's on me. That's it. So I think people just got to lock in, do the things they like, and stop crying. Okay. I'm going to go make food, but I appreciate you guys letting me come on here and yap a little bit and ask some questions. It was fun. We definitely got to do it again.
Absolutely, man. Let's definitely lock it in. Appreciate you jumping on. And Craig, I do apologize, mate. I stopped your channel, so hopefully that works. I don't know.
You're good. Cheers, guys.
All right. See you, bro.
All right, guys. See you later.